Hey, and welcome back to this video in the Basics series. We're talking today about handouts. And handouts seem kind of mundane, thinking about my experience as a student. Sometimes you'd get handouts in the class. You take them back to your dorm and you try to collate all this stuff and make sense of it and maybe put it in a binder or some filing system to save it for your test. But as you know, a handout could be physical or virtual, and it's just a tool that provides information. It could be content, context, or even pedagogical approaches to our students. It's something that typically supplements a textbook or a lecture in a classroom that you might provide to a student. In face-to-face classes, I would say over the last few years, when I first started teaching here in 1998, I had loads of handouts all the time. Over time, I started cutting. If I had a 15-page handout, over time that became a one-page handout. And then I went to half-page and even quarter-page handouts because I was concerned about this issue, the environmental issues. The cost of paper, it affects all of us. If we spend too much money on paper, maybe we can't hire a full-time faculty member. So I think in the age of environmentalism and budget, the use of paper or photocopied handouts has declined. And I will say in a face-to-face format, if you web enhance your class with a Canvas shell, guess what you can do? Refer to a handout in class, pull it up in one of our amazing smart classrooms like B103 here, and then tell them to go to the Canvas site to read it in its entirety. It's saving paper, it's saving cartridge, ink, and so forth. So environmentally, I feel like this is a big thing we could push out maybe as a college just to try to save some carbon impact. If you do need face-to-face handouts, I'll probably do another video on this. Talk to Reprographics, and then in additional videos, I will talk to you about the timelines and procedures. The main thing is to give Bob and Repro enough time to produce your handouts. Typically, they don't want anything less than 24 hours notice. So just be sure to follow those timelines and procedures on the forms themselves. In DE classes, the handout generally refers to a PDF file or a link. And sometimes there are some accessibility issues with those handouts. We want to address that certainly through some of our DE efforts. So be sure to check out the issues associated with access and disability if there's a visual impairment of a reader as they're interfacing with your PDFs or links. In terms of ISP courses, generally the handouts are included in the course modules. If you'd like to have additional content, or if you want to add additional content to an ISP class, please do speak with the department chair or the ISP office. For the most part, those packets have anything that we might call a handout embedded in the packets. If you want to add additional handouts, there's a process to do that. Reach out to your chair, Shane, Tori, or any of the ISP staff to give you a little more information about how to make that possible. Remember, handouts can be certainly a great tool in terms of providing students with additional content, context, or classroom approaches in your course. And as we've said throughout these videos, handouts certainly shouldn't just be given for the sake of being a handout in a class. They should probably have a pedagogical reason behind them, and I think most of us give handouts to our students only when they're absolutely necessary in terms of delivering some of the content or approaches that we're concerned about interdiscipline.